Om Shanti Sakshi Ben, could you please unmute yourself?
Om Shanti Devi. Can you please share the Murli?
Sure.
Om Shanti everyone. Today we will read the Murli of 18 January 1970. This is the first Murli of 1970. And according to this Murli, 1 year is completed for Brahma Baba to become Agya. In this Murli, there are some points we need to remember. And there are some traits of Brahma Baba that we need to learn from him. As in Loki, whatever the father does, the child follows his father and learns it from him. Similarly, in our alaukic birth, we should follow our alaukic father and we should learn from him how he became Sampurna, what he did, what were his qualities. So in this Murli, there are some qualities that we need to remember and learn from Brahma Baba. Baba is telling us how to gain the willpower, how to imbibe the willpower, and how to check that whether we have become perfect or how close are we to become perfect. Also, Baba is telling us that majority of the children have passed in the previous paper, that is the paper of faith. But now there will be the next papers of love, power, cooperation, and power. Also, Baba has told us some tricks that how we can become bodiless easily by making the bodiless our partner. Also, Baba has given us one technique that how we can move fast in our efforts by not getting trapped in anything. So we will start with the Murli. The title of the Murli is By Willing Everything, You Imbibe the Willpower. Why have you called Baba today? What is Bab Dada seeing today? In which form is Baba seeing each star? What speciality does he see in the stars? Baba is seeing the closeness of the perfection of each star. Do you all know how close you have come to perfection? Now Baba is making us to check that how close we have come to the perfection. What did you remember throughout the day today? Did you remember the physical form or the divine activity? As it was 18 January, so Baba is asking us that what did you remember throughout the day? Did you remember the physical form or the divine activity? Did you remember the one without an image? How far have you moved away from corporeal feelings to subtle feelings? If you have moved forward in your objective stage, your activity will be spiritual. So we need to underline this point that if you have moved forward in your objective stage, your activity will be spiritual. To what extent have you become spiritual while living in this world? You have to check this. Those who have become instrument are the support in a corporeal form. The corporeal support of this whole family is very elevated. Baba is with you in an object form. The greater the love there is, the greater the corporation you receive. To have love for the corporeal form means to have love for the whole genealogical tree. The corporeal form is not alone. Together with Prajapita Brahma, there is the whole family. You are the beads of a rosary, are you not? There isn't just one bead in a rosary, but in one thread of remembrance, the whole family is merged with love. You are the deity family in the future. But this Brahmin clan has greater importance. The more love and closeness you have to this Brahmin clan, the closer you will be in the divine kingdom. Bap Dada places the children in front. Without the children, the mother and father cannot be glorified. Here, you are given the paper in advance. You have already given the paper of faith. Now, you have to give the paper of each one's love, corporation, and power. The time is coming close in which the image of all of you of the previous kalpa is to be revealed. You have to give a finger of love to transform all the variety of problems. The problems of the mind, problems of the body, problems through the atmosphere, and a mountain of all other problems. So these are the next paper that we have to face. You have passed illogic relations, but there will also be small or big problems with alaukic relations. But consider all these problems to be a paper, and you will pass. Now, you have to imbibe willpower. The Father demonstrated to you by performing actions in the corporeal form. How it is possible to develop willpower? He willed everything. It did not take a long time to will it. Will away all your weakness internally and externally. So, how we can develop willpower? By willing away all our weakness internally and externally. Did Sakar Baba think, how will it happen? What will happen? If someone wills something, after thinking about that thing, it doesn't receive as much fruit. The difference is like that between sacrifice and instant sacrifice. Okay. If somebody thinks about it and then does something, then he doesn't receive as much fruit as the instant sacrifice received. Bap Dada knows the future as well as the past. So, on seeing the strains of the karmic situations in the future of the present birth, Baba does not instantly inspire you to race ahead. It is your duty to cut away the strains of the karmic situations. If even one string is yet to be cut away, the mind will be pulled. So, Baba is waiting for you to cut away the strings. If the strings were already broken, would you wait? Those who are free will never wait for any bondage. If you make the bodiless one your partner, you will receive cooperation in becoming bodiless. If you receive less cooperation in becoming bodiless, then understand that you have not made the bodiless one your partner. So this is the sign which will help us to understand whether we have made made the bodiless one our partner or not. If we are receiving cooperation in becoming bodiless, then we have made the bodiless our partner. The wonder is of those who make difficult things easy. Those who move fast, those who make a bargain in 1 second, never become trapped anywhere. You have to go fast, seeing the final image. Simply take a high jump. You will not be able to go fast at the end. If we have to move fast, then what we have to do? We have to take a high jump and we don't have to get trapped anywhere. Okay, acha. Om Shanti. Now we will stay in remembrance for 2 minutes. Then we will have one quiz after that. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Anyone wants to say anything or should we start with the quiz?
Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
Today, my takeaway point is the keyword sacrifice, instant sacrifice, like by taking a high jump in everything, like every situation also, like if we feel laziness, yeah, sometimes we feel laziness, or we can say, we think, chalo, no, we can I remember this thing, this keyword, that instant sacrifice. Only one example I've given, like of laziness, or they can say कि later on we can do. So therefore that I am taking the keyword, this instant sacrifice. I'll remember, but I want more clarification in this for this keyword, instant sacrifice, if possible. Thank you. Shanti.
Shanti. Anyone would like to explain?
Shanti, sister.
Shanti.
I will read the second paragraph only. Those who have become instruments are the support in a corporeal form. The corporeal support of this whole family is very elevated. Baba is with you in an object form. The greater the love there is, the greater the cooperation you receive. To have love for the corporeal form means to have love for the whole genealogical tree. The corporeal form is not alone. Together with Prajapita Brahma, there is the whole family. I inspired with this paragraph. Sister Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Today,
Om
Baba speaks about wonder, and Baba says wonder is that of those souls who make difficult things easy. And how we make that wonder is, Baba speaks about two things. One is that we make a bargain in 1 second, and the other one is we move so fast that we will be never trapped anywhere. So I like this point very much in today's Murli Didi. Thank you.
Very nice, sister. Om Shanti. Anyone else? Okay, so should we start with the quiz?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti. Yes, sister, you can go ahead.
Balina sister, would you like to share something? Actually, she's muted herself, so let's wait for her to come back.
Okay,
Going
sister.
back to the question that Madhuban asked, would anybody like to answer that question? What is the difference between sacrifice and instant sacrifice?
Om Shanti, Didi. What I feel is sacrifices, we give a thought and then we decide to sacrifice. And instant sacrifices, we already know that there is a weakness or something and we instantly surrender. That's what I feel. Thank you.
Om Shanti, sister. Like Baba had mentioned in one of the 1969 Murli, thinking and doing should be simultaneous. It should not be I plan and then I do. But when there is no gap, when my thinking and doing becomes equal. One other Murli speaks about harmony, but in this Murli, I don't remember the date, he says about thinking and doing should be simultaneous. So that is Turant Dan, instant donation. So when the word thinking, when you process your own mind, your manmat or something inside that, then the question of instant is not there. So the instant is when it just happens. I just surrender. I just give. That's what you mean by an instant sacrifice. Like Brahma Baba, he instantly he was called
He just came and he gave away. He is a perfect example. So I think that is the thing about what you mean by instant. No gap between thinking and doing simultaneous. Shanti.
Wonderful, sister.
Yeah, very well explained by Girija Ben. And while she was sharing this, another thing which I was getting was difference between sacrifice and instant sacrifice is only one thing is agenda. If I think and then I sacrifice, and there is some predefined agenda to it. But if I'm sacrificing instantly, surrendering instantly, then it is with my intuition, and it has been taken forward. And Brahma Baba's example is now been seen by everyone in the world. So, Om Shanti.
Om
Very well,
Shanti.
sister.
The word instant and the word instrument have this Om Shanti. The word, when the soul considers itself to be the instrument, Baba's instrument, then even the thought in the mind, intellect, and the sanskars are not mine; they're Baba's. I think that stage, if we do any act or anything, that is an instant. That is instant sacrifice. So there, even the thought does not come into in between. So being an instrument completely is an instant sacrifice. Om Shanti.
Very nice. Om Shanti.
Yeah, and this same point came in yesterday's Murli, where the Murli focuses on being a trustee.
Yes. Trustee is similar to instrument only. When we are instrument, then there's nothing mine, me or mine. Everything is Baba's. So the checking continuously, if we do that, where we are, applying minus or me, then there is something wrong there, and I need to come back, align myself, and come back to the instrument stage where Baba is playing. It's like a musician or a instrument player. I am not playing anything. Even I have been just assigned like the name of the instrument. That's all, and the Baba is playing the music through me. So nothing is mine. My only thing is to be ready so that Baba can play me. I mean, something like that. That is an instant sacrifice. Where Baba gives the example of the Ashik Mashuk or that light mein that moth moth doesn't chakkar nahi karte hain. It doesn't circumvent. Moth just hits the that fire and then completely, then it is completely transformed. Marjiva. That is also related to instant sacrifice. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Brother.
Om Shanti, as brother was just mentioning about the moth, see the moth and flame, if you just study the structure or theory behind it, it's the attraction of the flame that pulls the moth to the flame. If there was no flame, there won't be any moth. So it's first the kashish, the attraction. So when the attraction comes, for the moth, nothing else, no other light exists over there other than the flame. So the question of going elsewhere or anything else or anybody else is not there in the, in the vicissitude or thing of the moth. The moth knows only one thing. It goes, comes, and then it gets absorbed. So that is the kashish which you need to give. So the main quality even this is mera kuch nahi, that surrender quality. When it's there, so whatever I have in mind, it's just to give. to give, and I give. That's the thing. That was one thing which when Ombai was talking, I was just thinking that moth and flame always interested me. So I used to churn on it. And one more thing which I was thinking was, in Lokik, they always say, think before you ink, think before you do. And that's what I've been always doing. I have never done anything without a thought. So I used to bring about the difference between what was that, think before ink, and what is this, where Baba is saying, no thinking, just give. So it's a beautiful thing which you have to compare. Kab kahan use karna hai. Om Shanti.
Yeah, the word that you said just of kashish was reminding me about uh, Meera surrendering and sacrificing her whole life in the love of Krishna, which is a living example in this world itself that we've seen or have heard stories about. And that word kashish is what allows one to sacrifice instantly. Mera kuch nahi, sab kuch tera. Like in so many Murlis, Baba says, transform Mera into Tera. And that's the path for instant sacrifice. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, sister.
Another interesting point Baba has just indicated is that the feelings, how to transform from the corporeal feelings to subtle feelings. Baba has done, has asked various questions which can be used as a checking for the soul. Various, like when Baba looks at the star, there are various checkings Baba says in that. What is the form of the star? Is it bodiless? Or, and then Baba explains that if there is if the soul is not experiencing a bodiless stage, that means Baba is not, the soul is not is not in the company of a bodiless, that's Baba. And the spatiality of the star, then the closeness of the perfection of each star, and then the remembrance throughout the day is a star being a star throughout the day. That will happen when the star is in the remembrance of the supreme star. These are things which really very nice to actually practically implement. And the corporeal feeling to subtle feeling, that is also like either soul, suppose I am feeling some emotions, so I need to check whether they are corporeal emotions or they are subtle emotions. There's a huge difference between them. Om Shanti.
Yeah, probably one churning and homework that each one of us can take and practice for the day is all those feelings and thoughts that comes in throughout the day. Are they corporal or they mean subtle? So let's take this homework. Thank you, brother, for bringing that up. Yes, Sakshivan, over to you.
Okay, sister. Thank you. Now we will start with the quiz. I will ask some questions and you have to raise your hand.
Sister, can I just share something, sister?
Yes, sure.
Because this was there in my mind when I said, see, this 1969 Murlis and all, which was read, it was always this 1969. Of course, later they say 1969 was, kya bolte hain usko, the seed. Because the Brahma Baba left just the children like that, and children didn't know what to do. Oh my God, where's my Baba gone? Like, they were all in scatters and tatters and all. So he had to first bring this beautiful family, these children together and tell them so many things which he didn't tell before. Before, whatever he told was what Shiv Baba told. This is also, of course, even Shiv Baba, Brahma Baba through Shiv Baba. So I was always told 1969 Murlis are just something where he wanted to bring the foundation together. The 1970 is a perfect Murli about, acha, abhi baith gaye, now this. So there was a wonderful क्या बोलते हैं 1969 मुरली से मक्खन के मक्खन. So yesterday, just very casually, I was just going through it. Because relating to today's Murli, if you just see, today's Murli, even though it is short, it is just like Baba is sealing everything. These children who are all sitting over there. Okay, Baba, we understood why you went. We accept what you went. We now got all your secrets. Like so much he speaks about in the 1969 about what is I-ness, what is enunciate, then incognito. Then more he speaks, if you see, about the drills which he takes us, how to be abhyat, how to see the jewel. And there were so many, this butter and all, which I was just reading through the thing, just see the jewel. But today, if you see, he's gone the first step of action plan for that. In today's Murli, how Baba mentions in each of the thing about, are you not instruments? Are you not beads of the rosary? Are you not this? Are you not this? And you are a very faithful person. Now time is coming closer. So today's movie, I find, is like he's got some plans in 1970 to do. So that's why each paragraph, if you see, they're not totally linked. In everywhere, Baba is giving this. Then he says, now give the will to will, Baba. I just like to see what is the planning he's going to give in 1970. I just thought I wanted to share because when I went to this, it's an action plan, what he's going to give in 70. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, wonderful sister. Yogita, sister, you want to say something?
Yes, Om Shanti. The very nice point bring about by Girija Ben, that Baba bring them together, Baba collect them, and it looks like that there are many points of previous Murlis. Like Baba is just revising that once Brahma Baba moved, then in 1 year what has happened? Because if you see beads, rosary, so many points that we have in previous Murlis, and it is very true that Baba bring them together because they were scattered. But again, there is one more point in today's Murli, which is a little different, where Baba said that you have passed in Laukik relation examinations, but there will also be small or big problems with alaukic relations. So it's like Baba bring them together with a hint that now you will be together, but there are going to be little, though Baba says little, nowadays, I mean, as Yajna gets increased, we can see that even in our own life, we can see that there are more complexes or more karmic accounts in between a Alaukic family itself, because we have been with each other for entire Kalpa. Even from Dwapar Yuga, we are together. So there are more difference of opinion or complex or, argumentative mindsets with each other. So Baba also mentioned that you are going to have problems with alaukic relations, so small or big problems, but consider all those as a paper. So Baba bring them together, and Baba also give them hint that you are going to have next paper with your alaukic family. So be prepared for your exam and make your efforts. So this is a very nice point that he is giving the next exam. Like he said that you have passed one exam, now this is your next exam. So it's like Baba is preparing them for a year. Now he is giving next exam. Now there will be something more in future. So that's how we need to see even today. If we have any differences, anything which is not feel that it's not what I think or whatever, but we just need to remember one thing, that whoever is in Baba's family is the choice of Bab Dada, choice of the Almighty. So whatever, even if a BK has 99 flaws, there is just one quality for which Baba has chosen that soul, and which quality no one else has in the entire family. So whenever we have differences, whatever clashes, because we know that even if we don't agree, or even if we say that okay, yes, no, but inside we all know that we have differences with each other, but there is just one point that this is a soul selected by the Almighty. So definitely his choice is not going to be wrong, and this soul definitely has something that I haven't found yet or I do not have. That is why that soul is there. So that can bring us much together, that can bring out the love amongst each other. So that is a very nice point. Thank you.
Your sister, Om Shanti.
Just a small point about problem versus paper. It's the attitude, how we tackle a problem. We consider themselves as a problem, or we consider these situations as a paper. I was just turning on this. Paper is basically the preparation. I am better prepared. I'm focused. I have a goal. I have got certain strategy to tackle that. But whereas if I consider problems as problems, then I am into why, wow, how, what, and all that, and I go into a spiral, and it brings in anxiety, randomness, confusion. I get weak. The soul battery gets discharged. Whereas considering as a paper, I'm focused. I get promoted once I with a strategy. I appear into examination hall. I use the tools which Baba has given to me, and then clear that paper. I get promoted. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Priti. Om Shanti.
When Ombai was mentioning about paper and mountain, I don't remember which Avyaktwani, Baba said, mountain is something like in front of you. It becomes big, it becomes big, it becomes big, it becomes big, and you are small, you are small, you are small. But paper is like a tiger, which is there coming in front of you. You know, these tigers don't immediately attack. You should see how it flares up its nostrils, and then the eyes go, and sometimes it pounces on its prey. Sometimes we don't know what happened to the tiger. It just looks and it turns away. So when I read this, I combined this knowledge with a book which I read. Tough situations do not last, but tough people last. So for the tiger, I said, I have to be still, I have to be a tough tough person. Just stand there still. So if I stand there still, you'll say, oh, this is not a very interesting recipe for me, let me go away. But for problems, I used to think, hey, why should I allow the problems to become big? Mere khuda mera saath hai, and then I'll rise, I'll go above, I'll sit above the problem. When I sit above the problem, it goes down. I always used to, in Baba's Murli, when he spoke about this mountain of problem and paper tiger, I had carried out with my group, what we call it as a visualization. I think this is what I felt. And then that book which I read really gave me a sound thing, problem and paper. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, sister.
Shanti Sakshiben, you can take on. So we have an interesting quiz that sister has come in today. So let's have that quiz. The sister will start now. Yes, Sakshiben, take on.
Okay, so I will ask questions and you have to raise your hand and then we will take the answers from each one of you. So first question is, what is Baba seeing today in each star? You can raise your hand. Yes, Om Bhai.
Seeing the form, speciality, closeness of the perfection.
Yes, closeness to perfection.
Star is remembering being in the bodiless form the whole day or not.
Right. Very nice. The second question is, what is the practical sign of an avyakta stage? What is the practical sign of an avyakta stage? Yes, Balvinder's sister. You can unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. we can connect with Baba instantly without any delay with his cooperation.
This is not the answer.
Your activity will be spiritual?
Yeah, this is correct answer. Okay. Next question. The greater the dash is, greater dash you receive. The greater the dash is, the greater dash you receive. Yes, Om brother?
Love and cooperation.
Yeah.
The greater
very
the
nice.
love towards Baba, the greater the cooperation from the entire family.
Correct. Next question. To have love for the corporeal form means to have love for dash.
Love.
To have love for the corporeal form means to have love for dash. Yes, Tejaswini sister.
To have love for the corporeal form means to have love for the whole genealogical tree.
Very nice. It is correct answer.
Thank you.
Next question. Together with Prajapita Brahma, there is also dash.
The whole family.
Yes, correct. Very nice. Next question. The thread of rosary is. The thread of rosary is. Yes, brother.
Is it love? The thread of rosary is a love with that binds everyone.
Yes, one of the answer is love and the other one is yes, Radhamani sister. There are two answers. Sister, you can unmute yourself. Radhamani sister.
Yes, sister. That answer is there is not just one bead in a rosary, but in one thread of remembrance, the whole family is merged with love.
Yes, correct. So the answer is remembrance and love. Next question. The more dash and dash you have to the Brahmin clan, so you will be that close to the divine kingdom. The more dash and dash you have to the Brahmin clan, so you will be that close to the divine kingdom.
Love and closeness?
Yeah, correct. Very nice, sister. Now, next question. Which paper each one of us have to take now? Which paper each one of us have to take now? Yes, Radhamani sister. Sister, you can unmute yourself.
We have, can I? Baba is saying you have already given the paper of faith. Now you have to give the paper of each one's love, cooperation, and power.
Right, very nice. Now, next question is, what problems the children have to face? What problems the children have to face?
Alokik relations?
Yeah, but in that, what different types
Small
of
or
problems?
big problems, Baba is saying.
Yes. Anyone want to add something?
Is it mind?
No, Baba is saying.
Go ahead, my sister.
No, you go ahead, sister.
Okay, I think it is the problems about mind, body, and via atmosphere and.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are right, sister.
Correct.
Problems of mind, problems of body, problems of atmosphere, and mountain of all problems. Okay, so the next question is, we have to consider all the problems as dash.
Paper.
Yes, correct. Yes, Radhamani sister, you want to add something?
A paper, it is there.
Yes, correct. I will request all other participants also to get involved in the quiz. Next question. How will you develop willpower?
By instant sacrifice?
Yeah.
Of internal and external weaknesses?
Yes. By willing away completely all the weaknesses internally and externally. This is correct answer. Very nice, sister. Now, next question is, what is difference between a sacrifice and an instant sacrifice? According to Murli, what is difference between a sacrifice and an instant sacrifice?
If anyone is there.
You can raise your hand. If
No one is there, I'll.
Omai has raised the hand.
Okay.
I think the difference, I don't remember listening to that word, but from my personal view, it is basically the love. The love and the willing, the love is the one that makes a difference.
According to
Oh.
Murli,
Baba is saying the fruit.
yes.
That is, if you will something after thinking, you won't get the fruit.
Right.
But if you will immediately, you'll get the meva. The meva, that is the fruit.
Correct. So he doesn't receive as much fruit as the instant sacrifice received. So this is the answer. Correct. Now, next question is, how will you receive corporation in becoming bodiless? How will you receive corporation in becoming bodiless?
By being in the company of Baba.
Yes, by making the bodiless our partner.
Partner.
Receive corporation in becoming bodiless. Very nice. Next question is, the wonder is of whom? The wonder is of whom?
Kashtko, that is difficult things being made easy.
Yes, correct. Tejaswini sister, you want to say something?
Same sister, I was about to say the same thing. Thank you.
Okay. The one who makes difficult things easy.
Easy, yeah.
Right. Now the last question is, those who move fast will never be dash. Those who move fast will never be dash. Yes.
No.
Will never be trapped.
Yes. Will be never trapped anymore.
Bargain.
Yes.
In bargain and yeah, right.
So you all did very well in this quiz. Congratulations to all of you. Now we will do, yes, Tejaswini sister, you want to say something?
Nothing, sister.
Okay. So now we will make bodiless our partner and sit in remembrance of Baba, and we'll try to become bodiless. Okay. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Sakshiben, for a wonderful brainstorming session. Thank you, Divine Family. And let's take this practice of the homework that we took of seeing everything in the Lokik world, in the Alokik form. And we shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sisters.